Welcome back. I am busy watering the plants in the greenhouse, obviously, and I thought I'd just have a quick catch up and tell you everything we've got going on. It is a super windy but dry day here in the northeast of England. Can you hear me over that? It sounds quite loud all of a sudden. And I've got absolutely tons to do, so I thought I would quickly show you what we're getting up to and not do kind of loads of long shots of me digging the ground or anything like that, but just give you a blast of what we're doing. I probably won't be able to talk too much outside because of the wind, to be honest. But essentially I've got a whole bunch of literally radish to pick. Now, stupidly, I have been to sow them with the carrots, which is a really good idea if you get to the radish when they're only small. Mine are massive, so ridiculously, I'm just got this ridiculous thing to do of harvesting between the carrots and trying not to disturb them. I'm going to send some of them straight down to the pigs, so we do grow them for pig food as well as for our own food and preserving. I also want to get a load more turnips and beetroot, carrots, all kinds of winter things in the ground, sown direct. So also would like to get them done in modules. The reason we're in such a rush is because I'm not going to be here for a week, coming up quite soon, and I don't want to leave it until I'm back before I get all of this done, because that feels really, really late. Anyway, so first thing is getting those radish harvested from the carrots and getting that bed resown for any gaps that it makes, because there won't be carrots everywhere successful because I've sown the radish far too thick in certain parts. So I'll get that done first and then we'll see where we get to. Grace has come out to help me. Some of these pots here are really low on compost. They have actually just got the horse manure in. We didn't put any multi-purpose compost in. So she's just going to top these up for me so that they've got a nice amount of fresh compost in. I've watered them already, so they should be good. And we're going to get those topped up, and then we're just going to weed underneath here, try and keep this new greenhouse space as weed free as possible. I'm going to get watered in here because the sun's just coming out, so that means it's going to get too hot pretty soon. Actually need to get the polytunnel watered before we start anything else, because there's some plants that got dumped in there when we did the greenhouse. So Grace is going to help me sort that out as well before she disappears after helping me with the carrots and the radish too. But this is a bit of a jungle in here, so we're going to try and get this organised. Right, well that was a great team effort. We've managed to get all of these tied up, watered. The peppers are actually coming on quite well in here, so I'm pleased about that. And these tomatoes at the back, albeit one's just fell over since I was in here 2 minutes ago, they've rooted in this compost that I was concerned about, because this is just bedding, chicken bedding I think it was, and they seem to have rooted just fine. Whether or not we get fruits off them we'll see, but I can already see there is a few on this plant down here, so hopefully they will come good. Self-seeded nasturtium, I'm going to leave that. Grace has just popped that melon in that corner for me. Hopefully it'll grow along the back there. We will see. It might be too much. And we've tidied up these tomatoes in here, given them a good water, and I think that's looking pretty good now. Still really windy outside, and we still haven't got to the carrots and the radish, so I'm going to give that a go next. But one thing I forgot to show you, if you can still hear us out here, it's not cold, it's just windy, what we've done with the extra tomatoes that didn't find a home. They've just got lined up out here. This is some strawberry mint, but I've just put them out here, and we've put some extra parsley that was in pots, that's gone in there. Hopefully that'll take really well. I'm not sure if I'll just make this a herb bed now, to be honest. We shall see. And instead of putting a potato in here, I've just tried to save a black Russian tomato. It's got a few on there. It doesn't get that much sun in here, so we shall see how it turns out. This one is a Golden Delight or Gardener's Delight, whichever, I can never remember the right name. And this is doing quite well, but it's just trying to hide the mess behind it. But we've got some tomatoes that are ready to pick on this one, so I'm just leaving that do its thing. But it's got a double stem, like a double, whoops, can't see, a double width stem. That's interesting. So we'll see what this, I think you normally get those super fruits off those. That's in my experience anyway. Right, anyway, must crack on now. As you can see, we've already made a start yesterday on this bed. I've just left these out overnight. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. So these ones are going straight to the pigs, and you can see quite a few have already gone to seed. Now I know radish seed, the little seed pods that you can get off them, are supposed to be fantastic, but I want this bed to be carrot. So there are some carrots that are here that are left where we've taken the radish out. I'm a little bit concerned at the too spindly, because can you see how big, let me just get in, how big some of these radish are, that I think the carrots have just been reaching for the light. So I'm not sure whether I'll need to, if these will actually come good or not. But what I think I'm going to do is take them all out, regardless of if there's any carrots in there or not, because we've got quite enough here for our own consumption, and most of these look like they've gone to seed because these were the ones that were sown really thick. And then we will just re-sow carrots certainly at that end of the bed up to where these ones look okay. So I think that's going to be the plan for now. Doing that, I'm going to work on the cold frame. After I realised these onions wouldn't go anywhere, I haven't really done anything with them, so I'm going to address that today. But there's also some tomatoes that didn't make it. I'm going to take off the tomatoes, the fruit that they've managed to produce, and the rest is getting composted, because I want this whole cold frame cleared out, because I've got an idea for this. And then also look at this, there's a whole tree growing in this one, so this has just been neglected completely, so that needs sorting out as well. Right, so what we've done, we've taken out all of the radish that were down here. There's still obviously a heck of a lot of bits and pieces, weeds and stuff. Haven't even looked to see if there's any carrots in that last batch. I'm just going to rake it over. There's a few turnips which I'm really pleased about, because I'd forgotten about the Tokyo cross. They look fantastic, especially given how much they've just been. They were planted really closely together and just abandoned, so really pleased that they've come through. I'll show you everything at the end, but I'm going to get this raked. As I say, windy but not cold. I've also got a tub of water just running over the radish as we speak, just filling up there to give them a good wash. Quite a good amount really. I'm going to turn that off actually, because that's full enough. And I've got 3 full buckets, flexi tubs for the pigs, so they'll go straight down to the pigs, because we can feed them directly from the garden, so that's really good. Look at these. There are some absolute monsters, in here that haven't really gone woody, so I'll be interested to see how these turn out. There's all kinds of shapes and sizes in here. I'm just going to leave them wash off in here for a little bit. We will use the greens for the animals, for the chickens, and I'm going to get to preserving these. Hopefully you can hear me over the wind, and apologies for the start of the video. I've just listened back to it and all you could hear was me watering the plant, so thank you for sticking with me if you're still here. Now these carrots don't look as bad as I thought. I mean, they don't look great on camera either. What I've done is I've literally hoed in between them and almost mounded them up like potatoes a little bit, just to give them a little bit of reinforcement after taking the radish out. Some are looking a lot stronger than others, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave these. I've watered them and I'm going to sow. You can see where I've prepared the beds for the rest of the another 4 rows of carrots there, and I've also got a little bit spare here that I'm going to do. What I think I'll also do is just sow some in trays. Now I know they don't transplant very well, but I thought, what the heck, give it a go. If you've got some spares, and I've got to put some in individual gaps, it might work. This isn't the only bed that I've got for winter carrots though, so we've got four rows going in now. Right, that's 4 rows in. I'm going to give them a good water, and hopefully it'll either rain or these will get watered while I'm away. Right, I've spent a bit of time weeding this bed. Some of the onions or the shallots are going to seed. The onions that I grew from the seed are actually doing really well. I don't think any of them have bolted. The ones from sets, oh my goodness, the red ones especially, just a complete waste of time. What I think I might do is take out this. So these here, these are little turnips, but I'm thinking I might take out the 2 rows of red onions maybe, and just replant them with something else, because they're not doing much, not coming to much. I've got 2 cabbages that I'm going to harvest there as well, and I'll take off the these flower heads of the shallots. So I'm pleased that this one's done. I've got a few lettuce that I'm going to get in, just like we had. So the lettuce that we've taken out were along the edge here. That worked out really well. I'm going to get some more lettuce in that I've got ready to go straight in and get this netted. Let's ignore this bed for now. And then this bed here, I thought we were struggling with parsnip germination. Again, sorry for the wind. Actually, not too bad now that it's been weeded. So we've got 2 rows here which have done okay, and then these 2 rows, nothing came on this row as you can see, and then only a few came on that row. So I'm going to re-sow these. If we don't get any, okay, that's fine. At least we've got these, and then I've got another go at putting some beetroot or something like that in later on in July. I've got a nice little coriander patch coming there. These tomatillos they're doing okay. Definitely prefer being inside, of course, but Space was limited. Hopefully it won't be next year. These are the bush variety tomatoes that I'm just letting sprawl over here, and the leeks have taken pretty much, for the most part, have done okay. So I've tied these tomatoes up. I need to just bring that cane a little bit further along just to support each other a little bit, and then that bed's complete as well. Now this bed, I can't decide. The onions are starting to fall over, but that's partly because of the weather as well. You can see these shallots are completely going to seed, so I'm definitely going to pull these guys. I'll probably cut these and freeze them just for ease. I've got one elephant garlic going to seed there. I did pull one of the garlics, which I'll show you in a second, just to have a look at it. Not too bad, but I'm not. I think I'm going to leave the garlic until I get back. I'm only away for a week, but I'm thinking I might pull these onions because there's the potatoes and things, and get something else sown in here. I mean, all of these potatoes shouldn't be there. There's a whole weeding thing that needs to go on, so I may pull the bigger onions, get those drying while I'm away, and at least if there's new seed in the ground, that can start germinating. That's the plan anyway. So this is one of the soft neck, despite having a scape on it. That's because it's trying to go to seed. It's not too small, it's split nicely, so I'll probably chop this up and freeze it as well. I'll use it very quickly. I'll also use the scape off it, but this was the size. Whoops, dear me. But this was the size of the smaller ones that are in the ground now. Still super windy. I've decided I'm going to harvest these onions. I'm absolutely thrilled with these, so they're looking really good. I'm going to harvest them. I don't want to take a risk. And the ones that have obviously gone, you know, where they've got the thick stem on them there and they've gone to seed, like this one here, I will just get those chopped and in the freezer. These are looking really good. We've got no white rot, which I'm pleased about because I have had that in some of these beds before. There's nothing that feels as good as harvesting your own food. They're quite shallow rooted. Some of them are a little bit more difficult to get out than others, but Stephen's just making a drying rack for me so we can get them straight on there, because it might, well, we'll see. I'm not sure if it's going to rain or not, but looking good. Now these I'm really pleased with. Well, we're in the barn with that fantastic harvest of onions. I actually think they're my best ones yet. I'm thrilled to bits. Stephen has very kindly humoured me and knocked up, I have no idea what it is that he's used, but just some spare bits of wood, I'm going to say, and just made a bit of a... I knew he was going to say that. A bit of a drying rack, and these will just stay on here for a couple of weeks. So I'm hoping that we're not going to have enough space because I've got so many onions, but I don't think that that's going to be the case. I'm harvesting the shallots as well, and I thought I'd show you some. Let's go in here and pull these weeds out first, and then look at these. Some of these have already gone to seed, so they've got a really big stem on, but this one hasn't, and it's still got a really thick stem, and it is a huge shallot. There's a nice bunch here, a couple of different ones actually. So if you've never seen shallots before, maybe not as big as this, but this is how they grow. They kind of split off each other. And then I'll just try these out exactly the same as the onions. Now the ones that have got these stems on, which is where they've tried to go to seed, you can probably still use. I'm sure I've seen people using the stems in stir fries. I've never needed to because we've always got plenty of onion style stuff going on, be it chives or, you know, anything in that respect. Leeks as well. But these, I'm really pleased with some of these. Got quite a few bunches, but the ones that are already going to seed or flowering, I will definitely just chop up and get them frozen straight away for use whenever. Right, I've been an idiot. So, got all of the onions out perfect, shallots are all out and all ready to go into the kitchen and to get sorted. And I thought I'm not going to touch the garlic because it's probably got another couple of weeks on it yet. Only one of them had thrown up a flower, the soft necks, I wouldn't expect that. And then I just went to hoe around it and managed to snap one of my elephant garlics. So I'm going to have to harvest it now. So let's have a look together what it's looking like. So I don't know how I managed to do it, but I've just pulled that off completely. Oh my goodness, I've forgotten where it was. here, right, okay. Okay, some serious roots. Wow. Okay, there's eggs on it, it looks like. That hasn't split though, has it? Has it? I think I might have to get that washed up. How very strange. So I know that when you grow garlic, standard garlic, sometimes the bulbs don't split. It's more like a blooming onion. So this hasn't split, so I'm obviously not going to touch those other 3 that are in there, and I've got one in the pot by the front of the greenhouse there, which I was trying to grow to be an extra large one. The roots are just, they're making me feel a little bit nauseous, they're like worms. I did hear recently that you can just replant. I think it was Steve at Green Side Up, when I was going back watching some of his videos, bless him. I'm sure I heard him say if they don't split, you can just replant them in the autumn. I don't know, any advice? Strangest thing. A little bit deflating, to be honest. Okay, so that's one of the elephant garlic up. What I'm going to do with the rest of the bed, I'm just going to leave all the garlic. As I say, there's a few thorny weeds from the brambles that I've got next to this bed that I need to get out, but I need a glove for that because they are just lethal. And I'm going to get beetroot sown in this bed. What else? What was the other thing? I can't remember what the other thing was. Anyway, beetroot, lots of lines of beetroots going in here, and try not to snap any more garlic. It did have a few of these little bulbous growing on it as well, which I did notice. I've got a strange one, deformed one over there. When I look at that when I come back, I don't have time now. So yeah, these are still edible. We can have these. Any advice on this? I'll just pop it in, maybe, I don't know, in the fridge or something for now, till I figure out what to do with it. You could probably eat it, but I'm wondering if I should just plant it and grow an absolutely massive elephant garlic next year. Well, I've managed to get all of this bed sown, and we've had a little bit of a change of plan, as you can see. So I've got 2 rows of Gowrie swede in. It's a little bit late, it's quite a bit late, but I'm hoping that they will come up and we'll at least get something for winter use direct from the garden. So nothing necessarily to store, but you know, just something to add into a soup or stew. Well, probably a casserole more than a soup anyway. And then I've also got 3 rows of beetroot in. It's called Wanda, I think, as in Wanda. Wanda. That was terrible, wasn't it? Anyway, they are in, and I'm hoping that they're gonna, when they come up, if they do, I'm going to thin them out because I would like these to be my winter beetroot for storage. Same with the carrots, I'd like those to be the winter carrots for storage. So that's it for me tonight. I'm so done in. Whether or not, I was thinking, do I stop this video here? So if I decide to do that, thank you for watching. Give us a like and don't forget to comment below. If not, I'll see you in a couple of seconds.